Thank you, Phyllis. I think I could have listened to that all day this morning. Good morning, everyone. Let's join together as we remind ourselves that we are the thinkers who have the power to change our lives.
I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes the things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts. I have the power to change my life. If you ask me who am I am wisdom, I am light. I am more than meets the eye. I cannot be defined. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes the things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts. I have the power to change my life. I can choose to be the light that brightens someone's darkest night. I'm so much more than meets the eye. I cannot be defined. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes the things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts. I have the power to change my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes the things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts. I have the power to change my life. I have the power to change my life. I have the power to change my life.
We're reminded this morning that our principles work, but only if we work them.
It works when I work it. My good comes pouring through. It works when I work it. These principles are true. It works when I work it. My joy is multiplied. Everyone who asks receives, and every seeker finds. Everyone who asks receives, and every seeker finds. I know that I am ready
works when you work it. Good morning. My name is Daveta, and I'll be your service leader for today. Please join me in affirming our statement of being. Together, there's only one presence and one power in the universe, God the good, omnipotent. This power expresses life, love, wisdom, and abundance through me. In it, I live and move and have my being. Welcome to Unity of Bloomington's live streaming service. We extend a special welcome to those of you who are joining us today for the first time. You can find us both on Facebook and YouTube, and if you're watching on YouTube, please click on the subscribe button. You can find the links to our streaming services on both of these platforms as well as on the homepage of our very own website, unityofbloomington.org. While you're there, you can also sign up for our newsletter, explore the website, and find all the wonderful things that we have been able to do and continue to do during the pandemic. At Unity, we offer practical, spiritual teachings that empower abundant and meaningful living. We are a center for spiritual growth, and we provide inspiration, tools, and practices that support people on their path for spiritual growth. One of those practices is, as the song that they just sang, is the repetition of our 5 truth principles. We use these to guide us and remind ourselves of them in our service. So let's join together in a call and response. I will state the truth principle, and then you respond with the 2-word affirmation. God is all good and active in everything, everywhere.
God is.
I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and everyone.
I am.
I create my experiences by what I think, feel, do, and believe.
I create.
Through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. I do and give my best by living the truth I know. I make a difference.
I live.
I now invite Reverend Lynette up for our moment with the children.
Hi, good morning. Do you remember what we're talking about this month? Which one of the 12 powers? It's pretty easy to remember because it's the power of power.
Power.
There you go, power. Power. There's kind of a clue in there if you notice. But what is that power? Well, the lesson that Miss Zara put together for you this week does a wonderful job explaining that the power of power is really the power to choose. And there's a wonderful little story called What Should Danny Do? And I don't own a copy of this book, but it's great because it gives different scenarios for Danny, and he makes choice. You get to decide which choice Danny makes, and then you turn to the page to find the result of that choice. And some of his choices are wiser than other choices. But you get to pick and find out what happens to Danny as a result. And he has a brother named Charlie who's, if you know what an antagonist is, you can talk to your adults about that. But one of the things that Danny's dad tells him is that he is a superhero. We're into superheroes at my house. Watched 4 hours of Marvel Universe last night, so I am supercharged. We are all superheroes because we have the power to choose. That's really one of our most important superpowers. And I want to share something with you. Danny's dad came up with this idea. You know, the color for power is purple. That's another one, makes it easier to remember. Miss Phyllis at the piano is in purple today, if you hadn't already noticed. This is my superpower cape. And if I had been more together, I would have put a big C on the back of it, to remind me that my most important and your most important superpower is choice. And one of the very best things about this superpower is when you use it, whoops, I guess I need a better knot in my cape. When you use it, you can use it again. If you make a choice that you're not so happy with the results, you can choose again. So this is an inexhaustible superpower. And we want you to try it out this week. And there's a YouTube video about what should Danny do in the materials we sent to your house in email. So give it a try. We are powerful choosers, and so are you. Thank you.
I like to taste the sunshine. I like to smell the wind. I like to feel the earth move. I like to be a friend. I like to hear the rainbow singing the color blue. I like the fact that I like someone like you.
Very nice. I'm a big fan of the cape. In 2021, Unity's annual theme is How to Stay Centered No Matter What. Each month, we explore the role that one of the 12 powers plays in staying centered and achieving inner peace, no matter what is occurring around us. This month, as Lynn mentioned, we are exploring the power of power. There's power in our words and thoughts, energizing, renewing, creative power. We can take charge of our thoughts and words and the creative energy they contain to come into a greater God awareness. We use our power, our words, thoughts, intentions, and actions to release good into the world and to uplift and inspire others. By the power within, we are living expressions of truth, and we bring good to the world. Please join me in claiming this truth as our own. Together, the power of my thoughts and words moves me ever closer to the truth of my being. A few announcements. One, as we have been doing for many months now, please join us for the virtual Unity Cafe after service. Grab a cup of coffee or tea. Come say hello to your Unity friends online after the service this Sunday at our online coffee hour. You can join the Zoom meeting after service from our Facebook group under the announcements, or go to unityofbloomington.org, scroll down until you see the link below those you used to connect to the service today. And you should also see a link in the comments on this video that you can copy and paste into your browser. May has been and continues to be an exciting month. On Sunday, May 23rd, join us as we celebrate Music Sunday. And in conclusion, on Sunday, May 30th, we will remember and honor those who are no longer physically here with us. Please consult the May overview email for those details. And now it's time for our daily word. So please come into a comfortable position wherever you are. Allow the weight of your body to relax into what you're sitting in or lying down on. And let's all take a deep breath in. And exhale. Relax into the present moment. The word for today is strength, and the affirmation is, divine strength invigorates my body and quickens my mind. If I feel my energy waning during a time of vigorous physical or mental activity, if my get up and go has got up and gone, I remember these inspiring words from the Prayer of Faith by Hannah Moore Kohaus. God is my strength, unfailing, quick. The strength of God is my strength, and it's more than sufficient to meet my every need. More than toughness or forcefulness, spiritual strength is quiet fortitude, a rootedness in the inexhaustible wellspring of the divine. Today, I release all thought of weakness or impossibility. I feel the power of divine strength flowing through me, invigorating my body and bringing renewed clarity to my thoughts. The strength of God is my strength. And from Corinthians chapter 1, verse 25, for God's foolishness is wiser than human wisdom, and God's weakness is stronger than human strength. Now let us join together in speaking our affirmation aloud. Together, divine strength invigorates my body and quickens my mind. And now repeat it to yourself silently. Divine strength invigorates my body and quickens my mind. Today, our musical inspiration will be provided by the Unity Music Team.
I stand here in my power, I am fully realized. I am free of limitations, I am holy, I'm divine. With energy and talent, I manifest my dreams. All my cells are in alignment, I'm as God created me. I am, I am, I am, I am. I stand here in my power, I am fully realized. I am free of limitations, I am holy, I'm divine. With energy and talent, I manifest my dreams. All my cells are in alignment, I'm as God created me. I am, I am, I am, I am. I stand here in my power, I am fully realized. I am free of limitations, I am holy, I'm divine. With energy and talent, I manifest my dreams. All my cells are in alignment, I'm as God created me. I am, I am, I am, I am, I am. I stand here in my power, I am fully realized. I am free of limitations, I am holy, I'm divine. With energy and talent, I manifest my dreams. All my cells are in alignment, I'm as God created me. I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am.
Thank you. I know it's kind of redundant, but what a powerful song. I'm really looking forward to our message today. Our message will be provided by Richard Torstrick. He'll be talking on detoxifying masculinity, and as our group just sang, in unity we understand power a bit differently than what the other common understanding is. So I'm really looking forward to what Richard has to say on this topic. Richard currently serves as our Board of Trustees president. He holds the Master of Divinity from Louisville Presbyterian Theological Seminary and a Master of Sciences in Chemical Engineering from the University of Louisville. And you'll get to hear a little bit of his Louisville lilt here, which I love. He holds the Certificate of Organization Development from the NTL Institute. While in seminary, he was a member of a group that engaged in a daily practice of meditation and journaling. And through his exploration of many modalities of spiritual development, he discovered a pathway that he would later see as a close parallel to unity. Richard served as vice president of Torstrick & Williams, LLC, is qualified to administer the Myers-Briggs type indicator, and is a certified SimLog consultant, which is about group assessments. His primary practice was coaching managers and team leaders on leadership for teamwork. Please help me welcome Richard Torstrick.
It is so good to see everyone again. Golly, I hadn't thought I'd be this emotional about being back in this place after over a year. And my gratitude for the entire health industry that has given us vaccines that help us to survive in the world. In 1998, an article in the Los Angeles Times described a setting where a number of adolescent males ranging from 15 to 18 years old and who were living only with their mothers began a spree of violence that damaged property, killed animals, and people. Some sources describe them as delinquents. As it was, these males were elephants, not people. The location was the Pilanesberg Game Reserve in South Africa. After a good bit of soul-searching about what to do, Gus Van Dyke, a field ecologist at Pilanesberg, decided to introduce a small group of older males to socialize the out-of-control youth. No one knew what would happen. It worked. Groups of behavioral scientists called in to observe the herd concluded, "We now know that introducing young elephants as a group is very detrimental to their social development. Elephants are highly social and intelligent animals that learn from older and experienced animals throughout their life." Like many other sets of behavior, there's debate about whether this is caused more by nature or by nurture, but it's not our purpose here today to make a position on that. For the sake of our discussion, it really doesn't much matter. The title of this talk is Detoxifying Masculinity. Not a small subject. There has been and continues to be a lot in the news implicating negative outcomes produced by what could be called toxic masculinity. Before we proceed, we should probably define what it is. Actually, it is a loaded phrase that, if we're honest, probably carries as many meanings as there are people considering it. A study in the Journal of School Psychology uses the following definition: toxic masculinity, the constellation of socially regressive masculine traits that serve to foster domination, the devaluation of women, homophobia, and wanton violence. Its prominent traits are strength, lack of emotion, self-sufficiency, dominance, and sexual virility. Please note that every single one of these terms in the proper context can be seen as positives. But in their toxic forms, these are greatly exaggerated, and strongly negative evaluations are associated with their opposites. Of course, all human beings possess all of these attributes along with their opposites. I am strong, but sometimes I am weak. I am self-sufficient, but sometimes I depend on others. And so it goes. But males are shamed for showing the opposites. According to locker room culture, speaking of oxymorons, a male who does not display these traits in abundance at all times falls short of being a real man. In fact, because the opposites of these masculine attributes are associated in our traditional culture with females, one can see that misogyny is effectively taught through these associations. Most men can remember being motivated by the coach who suggests they're like a bunch of little girls. It was the feminist movement that taught us how destructive these traditional associations are, especially as it is the negative side of this equation that has been applied to the feminine, leaving no room for a healthy woman to be seen as a healthy adult. So we can be grateful to the feminist movement for beginning this conversation. And once we're fully aware, we simply can't go back. But just understanding this isn't enough. It may be assumed that men in the old value system see themselves as superior, smugly enjoying their privileged role as the oppressor. Indeed, there undoubtedly are some who do. But the reality for most men is a very different experience. Because these traditional attributes simply cannot apply to anyone all the time, in order to fit the model, a man must hide those parts of himself that are on the negative side. In order to maintain an acceptable place in the pecking order, many men have constructed an alter ego that in their mind represents the traditional masculine role more fully than they feel like they do. We project this alter ego into the world to represent us, instead of showing our true selves. Let's call this alter ego our representative, or our rep for short. The problem with us is once we create this rep, we need to constantly project it. We can never allow ourselves to relax for fear of revealing our lesser selves. It can become so habitual that over time we lose ourselves in it. In this unfortunate condition, we are disconnected with our own nature. We cannot have real relationships because you can't have a real relationship with a false persona. We cannot show feelings because it would reveal this dichotomy. Many men I know privately confess they feel like a fraud. We have no real friends. We feel utterly trapped. It was in this context that the men's movement came to be. It's a mistake to think of it as a reaction against the feminist movement. It is really more about the idea that, okay, women, you showed us some truths that we never noticed before. Maybe we were even bothering us, but we didn't have the words to describe them. So now that we know, there must be implications for us too. In his 1990 book, Iron John, Poet Laureate Robert Bly wrote about what he had been teaching. He tells of an ancient story which was written down for the first time in the 1812 book Grimm's Fairy Tales. Here's an abbreviated recount of the story. Once upon a time, there lived a king whose castle was right next to a large forest where all sorts of game roamed about. One day, he sent a royal hunter into the forest to shoot a deer, but the hunter did not return. Perhaps he had an accident, thought the king. So the very next day, he sent 2 other hunters into the forest to look for the one who was missing. But they did not come back either. On the 3rd day, he gathered all the royal hunters together and instructed them, "Search the entire forest and do not return until you have found the 3 missing men." But all these hunters, too, like the first 3, never came back. Even the hunting dogs they had taken into the forest with them were never seen again. From that day forward, no one dared venture into the forest, nor did they see anything except an occasional eagle or hawk flying above. The forest lay completely still and silent. This went on for years until one day a hunter from a distant land asked the king if he could go look for game in the royal forest. Remembering what had happened to the missing men, the king was reluctant to grant the request. He told the hunter, "I'm very afraid that if you went into the dangerous forest, you would fare no better than the others, and that you would never get out of it alive." To which the hunter replied, "My lord, I do not know the meaning of fear. I will gladly face the danger." Into the forest strode the hunter with his hound. It was not long before the dog picked up the scent of a deer and barked for the hunter to follow him. The dog ran ahead until he came to the edge of a pool of water that was so deep he hesitated before trying to cross it. Suddenly, a bare arm reached up out of the dark pond, grabbed the hound, and pulled him under. When the hunter saw what had happened, he ran back to the castle and got 3 men with buckets to empty the water out of the pond. They worked hard for many hours, and as the dark waters began to be drained away, they beheld a wild man lying on the bottom. His body was covered with hair the color of rusted iron. The hunter and his helpers bound the wild man with ropes and dragged him off to the castle. The sight of the wild man caused a great wonder and alarm, so the king had him locked in an iron cage in the middle of the courtyard. He forbade anyone under threat of exile to open the door to the cage and carried away the key. From then on, anyone could again go safely into the forest. Now the king had a son who was 8 years old, and one day when the prince was playing in the courtyard with his golden ball, the ball bounced into the iron cage. "Give me back my ball," said the boy. "Not until you open the door for me," answered the wild man. "No," said the boy, "I dare not do that. The king has forbidden it." And with that he ran away. The very next day, however, the boy came back and demanded the ball again. And again the wild man said, "Open the door for me." But the boy would not do it. And on the 3rd day, the king went off on a hunt. His son came back yet again, and this time he said, "Even if I wanted to, I could not open the door because I do not have the key." To which the wild man replied, "The key is under your mother's pillow. You must go and get it." Upon hearing this, the boy threw all care to the wind, for he really wanted his golden ball, and he stole the key. The young prince returned shortly and unfastened the lock, but as he pulled the heavy door open, it pinched his finger. As soon as the door swung open, the wild man stepped out, gave the boy the ball, and began to hurry away. But the boy was frightened and called after him, "Oh, wild man, if you run away, I shall be punished. Please don't run away." Whereupon the wild man turned and came back. He picked the boy up, sat him on his shoulders, and carried him off into the forest. Speaking of rich metaphors, his mother really just wanted a nice boy, none of this wildness. She wants to remove it. She is right. It is to be feared, but not removed. It is the energy that can drive greatness, but it must be tempered. So to get back his golden essence, the boy has to take the key from his mother, breaking the bond. No one knows how old this story is, but it seems to have ancient roots. The Gilgamesh epic has the character named Enkidu brought out from the wilderness and all covered with hair. Parts of this story are thought to have origins as early as 2000 BC. In Iron John, Bly observed that this making of the man has parallels in the initiation rituals of many indigenous peoples. In them, in order to become a man, the boy must die. He must be taken from his mother and complete trials upon fear of his life under the tutelage of men. As part of this process, he feels the pain of being given a mark, which he carries as a reminder. He learns the weight of responsibility and his debt to society. Bly observed that since the Industrial Revolution, this kind of initiation has been missing from our society. Before, a boy could learn at his father's side. Since, the father goes off to work, possibly meaningless work that he takes no pride in, leaving the boy behind. Like the elephants in the Plainsburg Reserve, the adolescent males are left alone and without guidance. In 1984, and based partly on Bly's work, Marine Corps officer Rich Tosi, social worker and therapist Bill Kauth, and university professor Ron Herring created a weekend for the purpose of giving men an experience of initiation, now called the New Warrior Training Adventure. They formed an organization which is now known as the Mankind Project. To be clear, the new warrior in this context is a man who looks inside himself to do battle with the demons in his own soul and emerges with maturity and grounded strength. Whereas the use of machismo, rage, and intimidation is seen as characteristic of immaturity. Following this weekend, men join weekly in an integration group where they connect the deep learnings of the isolated weekend experience with their ongoing lives. In these groups, men hold each other accountable for their own growth. This often involves being confronted when we bring our rep into the process instead of our authentic selves. It's challenging to be in a group where older men know when this is happening and call each other out for it. And it's deeply rewarding to feel mentored by other men as we learn how to set aside our rep and form more authentic relationships. As a result of this experience, men can learn to be aware with the choice of becoming more authentic. For any man interested in this, there actually is an ongoing MKP men's group in Bloomington. And yes, there is also a women's version of this experience called Woman Within. In unity, we see the gold within us as one with God. And we draw a direct link to meditation as our pathway to connect with it. Let's do that now. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Now imagine the space around you. Picture how it looks. Listen to its sounds. Notice all the different sounds that are present. Notice how the air feels. Take a breath and notice how the air feels as you inhale. Let your thoughts focus on your breath. Just breathing normally. Let your chest rise and fall. All of you is welcome here. Now let your thoughts wander deeper inside you. As you move in deeper, you may find that golden ball that is your essence. It may hide from you if you haven't visited it in a long time. Maybe you forgot about it. But it is surely there. Let your thoughts sink deeper until at last you find that golden ball. See how your full, complete self is reflected in it. See how rich it is. You may have protected it in the past by not showing it to others. You may have needed to. You may have invented a rep to display to other people so they wouldn't see it clearly. That's okay. All of you is welcome here. Now let your thoughts wander to what might happen if you allowed your essence to show. It may feel scary to think about it. If it does, let yourself feel that fear. Just remember that your gold is one with God. Now that you see it clearly, ask yourself what your life would be like if you could share it fully with someone. Picture how you would feel to be really seen. Picture how it would feel to be free. Take this image with you now into the silence.
We turn now to the spiritual practice of generosity. We're grateful for the many ways this center supports us in our spiritual growth, and we in turn are happy to support this center with our financial contributions and our voluntary service. We're also grateful to those who have already put in place automatic weekly, monthly, or quarterly giving, and if you feel led to do so today, please visit our website at unityofbloomington.org and click on the giving link. You can also place a check in the mail. Our mailing address is 4001 South Rogers Street, Bloomington, Indiana, 47403. I invite you to place your hands over your heart as we say our abundance affirmation. Together, I am an abundant being, living in an abundant universe. God is the source of my supply. I am not dependent on people or situations for my good. God is the source of my supply. I always have something to give, and I consistently give it. I expect the best, I give my best, and I now attract the best in every experience.
Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one tie that binds us that can't be undone. I choose love. I choose love. Peace in my family is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one loving family, sharing one son. I choose love. I choose love. for our planet is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are all part of each other. We are one. One choice unites us. Let this be the one. I choose love. I choose love. I choose love.
Thank you for your gifts, your time, your talent, your treasure, for speakers like Richard. Let us bless our offerings that allow us to do all of these great things and more with these words together. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you. I'd like to invite our prayer partner, Ginger Curry, to close the service.
Thank you very much. Thank you for everyone who's joined us today. My name is Ginger, and I am your prayer partner this week. And if there is something you would like to celebrate, like maybe a marriage, please feel free to contact me, and I'd love to celebrate. So we do have a joining, a union to celebrate, and our own Dave has found her life partner, and so we just honor and celebrate that union, and we're very happy for you, Dave.
Thank you.
Or if there is a concern that you might have, I would be honored to hold that in prayer with you. We do want to hold Penny in prayer as she experiences a medical procedure this coming week. Please hold me in prayer as I am experiencing some vision issues and will be seeing my medical professional this week also. If there is something that you would like support or celebration on, please reach out to me, gingercurry@gmail.com, and I would be honored to be with you. So every week we close our service with a prayer and with singing Let There Be Peace on Earth. So please join us as we say our closing prayer. Together, we are here to glow as the light of God. We are the light of God. We are here to embrace as the love of God. We are the love of God. We are here to stand in truth as the power of God. We are the power of God. We are here to radiate as the presence of God. We are the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Peace that was meant to be.
Have a blessed week, everyone. Namaste.